Hey, Miss Jean Carter Hill. Could you tell us the history of Imagine Englewood and what exactly helped you get this organization started?
Well, I'd be happy to. I was working for the Board of Education, just saw so many issues in Englewood where I work and where I live and go to church. And I was concerned about what could happen to make life better, especially for our youth. So I had this vision that if we could come together and do a program connected to One Church, One School, because I was doing a One Church, One School, and get the people in the church and the community and the youth working together, that we could have a better community. But I didn't know how to get started. So I went to Imagine Chicago Citizen Leaders class, and it said on the flyer, we will give you tools to make a difference in your community. We would teach you how to use your tools to make your community better. Sound interesting? So I got my girlfriend to go with me. And that's how we got started with Imagining What If. We started going on Wacker Drive to do classes. And the classes was the parking was $17. So that's pretty expensive. So we went to church members, took young people, and then we asked about our community getting involved. So we got our community involved, but people couldn't go often because of $17. So then we asked, could we bring the program to Englewood? And they said we could. So we went to CAP's meeting, and they said yes, they would like for it to come to Englewood. And that's how we got started in Englewood, and then we came up with the name Imagine Englewood If. Thinking in terms of residents telling us what they imagine this community to be. Then the 7th District CAPS had their young people to have an essay contest, and they used Imagine Englewood If. So then we were able to hear the young people say why. When we go to meetings, we would put little post notes on the wall that said, Imagine Englewood If, and let the residents that come put what they thought, what they imagined. People would say things like, imagine Englewood if we could sit on the front porch. Imagine Englewood if we could play out in front of our yard. Even seniors were saying, imagine Englewood if we could communicate like we used to 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Because now there's so much fear and people don't get along.
What leadership have you played since IEI started in 1998?
Sacrificing well, the leadership, when I started Imagine Englewood If, I was a school community rep at Nicholson School. That's the liaison between the community, police department, and the home. So I was constantly connecting people and getting resources for families. So I think one of the biggest leaderships I played is working with parents, bringing resources so they can have a better life for their families. And providing training. I had a van, I would pick up parents and take them places to get resources. I started a Sunday school ministry where I would take children every Sunday morning to Sunday school so they could get the basics and try to get them connected with resources. I think that's a big role I played as far as leadership. Making sure what I get, I share it with somebody else.
What would you say were some of the challenges that you faced in starting IEI?
Not enough support. Not enough support from parents, community as a whole. Although you can share information that really will help a family, they don't always take advantage of it. For instance, like one of the challenges now is lead poison. And I know that we have the highest lead poison in the nation. And to me, that just sounds so dangerous. And it seems like people will be trying to see what they can do to get their children screened. But it's not that simple. You still have people who will not get their children screened for lead. And we know lead causes many behavior problems and brain damage and all these things. And it just seems like people should be more alarmed of that and try to do something about it. And another challenge is can't understand why the Board of Education is not involved. They know the children are not learning, but they blame the parents and they blame the teachers, and nobody really try to do anything about the lead. That's a big challenge for me. And another challenge is getting funding to do something about lead poison, and to get funding to do capacity building so we can have more programs and more people involved with children, educating them and doing some things that we know they're not getting, but they could get it through maybe the church or the community. I think that's a real challenge.
What have you and IEI done so far with the issue on lead?
We have gotten involved with the state. I serve on the state task force. I communicate with the public health. We have the school to pass out the permission form for children to be screened, and the parents sign it and bring it back. They don't have to be present. And the children will be screened by Chicago Public Health. And IEI office makes sure that Chicago Public Health has someone out to screen the children.
When you say save the children, save them exactly from what?
From a lot of violence, a lot of misunderstanding. Even like we talk about sex education class. You'd be amazed to hear how the young people talk. They don't know anything about sex education. So when we say save them, we talk about giving them information, giving them an opportunity to talk to people who got information so they can be trained. I think the people who went to Washington, D.C. with us this year will never be the same because they got exposed to some things they never even heard of or dreamed of. So that's what I mean by saving our youth, giving them another alternative than to get connected with violence.
Levante, what have you noticed about yourself after becoming involved in the Magic Englewood F?
Well, I've noticed a lot, because, when I wasn't involved in a IAI program at first, I was more, quiet down myself. I wasn't, very outspoken. I just kept a lot of things to myself. And, after I joined the IAI program, I started, to open up more to people because, I started, noticing people that I could, potentially hang around with, become friends with. And it's it just kind of like helped me better myself because now like if I have a problem or anything, I can talk to anybody in the organization, because I have that connection with them. And it just helped me become a smarter person. It helped me notice more things that I didn't know about my community before I joined, as far as lead poison and how much violence was going on, and also the education. And so that's like one of the things that I've noticed about after joining the IEI organization.
Okay, so earlier Keisha said something about a Washington D.C. trip. So exactly what was that about?
Well, when she was, I said when she was telling me about going down the D.C. trip. So I'm figuring like D.C. trip, never been out of my home state, going down there, just, see sights and everything. But when she really explained to me about it, then I was like, okay, I know it could be fun, going down there talking to the people about our problems, because, being real concerned about, Englewood, where I'm from, So, yeah, that's, my attention.
And Shafara, could you tell exactly how that feels that the youth were speaking out to congressmen and such people as that?
It felt really good because our voice finally got heard.
Right, I always like for my voice to be heard and stuff like that. Telling these people, because if we went down there and we told them about our problems, I'm figuring out, okay, it's going to be a change. Did they really listen to what we had to really say? Is something going to happen? Is a change going to happen? Because that's where I always focus on, change. This thing's going to change.
I understand with IEI there's a lot of volunteering programs and different programs that you can get involved with. Can you share some of the programs that you all have been involved with?
Well, me and Mark both have been with CanCB. It's a show called You Speak Out.
You Speak Out. He actually hosts the show. And me, I work the telephones as an interactive call-in show, so I work the telephones while he hosts, and I decide who's on air and everything.
It's straight live show.
Yeah. And let me see, what else do we do? I do safety nets program for the community. It's five what's the organizations.
Yeah.
It's 5 organizations come together to provide all types of services for the youth, so we can get out and stop doing stuff on the streets or whatever and find something to do But that's like more when teens do certain things around like from 6 to 9, and that's the time that the program starts and ends, 6 to 9 o'clock. So they try to do things for us to get our interest and get us off the streets.
We also do the journalism program. Like we do like a newspaper from our organization. Like events we feel like we need to talk about what we need to write about, so we put it to a paper.
Why do you think it is important for youth to have their voices heard by adults?
Well, like, you know how the saying goes that your children are the future. But so many times the children are ignored and looked over because the society tells us that we're the ones who's just supposed to listen, that we're the ones who's just supposed to follow what the adults are saying. And like, if we're the future, I feel like we should be the ones who have what we want to say heard. And so that, like, I agree with you that children are the future. And the fact that, and the reason why adults should listen to what youth have to say will have to do with the fact that if I can sit here and have a conversation with you about great ideas and brilliant ideas, and then I tell you and you tell me, and then that's just what it is, great ideas and brilliant ideas. But if I'm able to tell someone, like an adult, my brilliant ideas or my great ideas, then they can help me or introduce me to somebody else who can help me. And then, like, because I'm not necessarily that I want the adults to talk for us or walk for us. Of course not. And I'm just saying that if they would listen to us and help us and work with us, then we would remain the future. How important is it for the youth to be involved in IEI?
Oh, it's so important. I'll tell you why I think it's important. I think we can save our youth. I think we can save the majority of our youth if we come together and provide them with guidance and support and information. They are our future. I think the impact that we make in children's lives, for instance, the impact that we make in your life today will make you a different person when you grow up. And that impact will have you to see things differently. When you have your children, you're going to seek a better life for them, and you're going to be more prepared. And when they have their children, you have prepared them. So and I think that's just the impact of one person could serve several generations. So I think it's very important that we expose our youth, train our youth, and give them what they need so they can be better people. They are the community.